British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good afternoon. Welcome to BCIT's The Crow. I'm Graciela Cruz Flores, and here are your news at 3 o'clock. In Vancouver today, the man accused of stabbing 3 people in Vancouver's Chinatown Festival in September of 2023, Blair Donnelly, has pleaded not guilty to 3 types of aggravated assault. The trial by judge began at the Supreme Court in Vancouver today. Crown Prosecutor Mark Meyer says Donnelly was on a day leave from a psychiatric hospital in Coquitlam, where he went for a bike ride, then to Home Depot, where he purchased a chisel. Meyer then stated that Donnelly biked to Bright Station, where he took the SkyTrain to Vancouver and attended the Light Up Chinatown Festival. The Crown stated that Donnelly had initially admitted he had stabbed the 3 victims 2 years ago. However, Myers anticipates the defense to find Donnelly not criminally responsible by reasons of mental disorder. Donnelly allegedly stabbed 3 people sitting in front of him watching a musical performance on September 10th, 2023. The 2 women stabbed in the back received stitches. All 3 victims received a tetanus shot. Artificial intelligence can be used for anything and do multiple jobs for you. But does this mean something as simple as reading a book could be under threat? Our reporter Selena Teixeira has more on the future of books in the new era of technology.
The rise of AI books has been filled with accusations of plagiarism and theft. With Apple and other big AI companies getting sued for training its AI on already published books, it seems that reading will soon become outdated. A simple Google search can create a quick summary of a long book. But why should things be this simple? AI books are now filling Amazon lists, pushing books written by real authors to the bottom. As the internet creates a space for AI books, there's still hope that community is still possible, with book clubs around the city gaining popularity again, encouraging others to pick up books and interacting rather than being on their phones. Selena Teixeira, BCIT News.
Local Indigo bookstores are facing political impacts as conflict in Gaza intensifies. Our reporter Jonah Jung explains how the situation in Gaza is affecting the Canadian bookstore.
This weekend, pro-Palestinian protesters gathered at the local Indigo bookstores in Toronto, Vancouver, and more to protest against Indigo's CEO's support for Israel. A grassroots movement called Indigo Kills Kids alleges that Heather Risman, the CEO of the bookstore, is associated with the Hesek Foundation, which supports the Israeli military financially. In response to this situation, the local Jewish communities are telling their members to be careful when visiting the local Indigo bookstores. The Jewish Federation of Greater Vancouver has encouraged its members to show support for Indigo and not to engage with the protesters. The CEO of the organization, Ezra Shankin, also showed support for a bookstore.
Over the weekend, BC ferries had 2 passengers go overboard only 1 day apart from each other. The incident were not related and are still being investigated. Our reporter Isabella Vertone spoke with the Senior Communications Advisor Sonia Lowe about the safety warnings moving forward.
A rare and unheard of occurrence happened last week aboard BC ferries that shocked passengers and staff on board. The Spirit of Vancouver Island and the Spirit of British Columbia vessels had 2 people go overboard in separate events 1 day apart. These incidents are rare and extremely dangerous. Both individuals are alive and well and have suffered minor injuries after their falls.
Safety is obviously our number 1 priority, and all of our crew are trained, and they undergo Transport Canada mandated training in marine safety, and they are trained to respond quickly to these types of situations, and they are very familiar and practice all the time in how to deploy rescue boats and working with, in conjunction with other coordination agencies to essentially assist these passengers.
As a result, BC Ferries will be maintaining their safety protocols and ensuring everyone's safety and their top priority. In light of the ongoing investigation, we hope to hear the result of the findings soon from BC Ferries. Isabella Vertone, BCIT News.
In Prince George, a man was arrested on Friday for allegedly driving a pink toy Barbie truck down a city street. RCMP in Prince George say officers found the man driving the toy truck at around 9 in the morning on Friday during rush hour traffic. Police photos of the incident appear to show a battery-run Power Wheels Barbie Jeep Wrangler, capable of speeds up to 8 kilometers per hour and equipped with brakes and steering. The officer at the scene stopped the vehicle and found the man had a suspended license and was likely impaired. The driver had been arrested and issued a 90-day driving suspension and is set to appear in court in December. Police state that any vehicle driven on the road powered by anything other than human man-exerted muscular force qualifies as a motor vehicle. In national news, a new poll says nearly half of Canadians think the government should put an end to the temporary foreigner worker program. An online poll at Abacus data suggests support for taking away the program in the prairies and among youth. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre recently advocated to eliminate the program in response to high youth unemployment. Prime Minister Mark Carney has stated the program is part of a broader immigration policy review and has ruled out scrapping it altogether. In Montreal, a mother is charged with abandoning her 3-year-old daughter in a field in rural Ontario. The 34-year-old woman has been charged with criminal negligence, causing bodily harm and unlawful abandonment of a child. The Crown and defense don't agree on all the conclusions of psychiatric evaluation of the accused. Quebec Court Judge Bertrand St. Arnoux will determine whether the woman should be held criminally responsible for her actions. Prosecutor Lily Prevost Gravel told reporters following the court hearing that the facts of the case are not in dispute, only the accused's mental state at the time of the alleged crime. The mother reported her daughter missing on June 15th at a store west of Montreal. She told police she had no memory of the previous 6 hours or the girl's whereabouts. After 3 days of intense searches, the girl was found alive and conscious by Ontario police officers about 120 kilometers west of Montreal. The mother is scheduled to stand trial on September 15th. Moving on to sports, in Wales, Canada is set to face the Welsh team in a men's soccer friendly tomorrow. Canada head coach Jesse March says the game can serve as a showcase for his players.
There aren't that many Canadians playing in England, and there are none right now in the Premier League. And I think that we have the kind of quality players that can meet the standard of what the Premier League is. And I know that a lot of these players, a lot of them have played in Championship, including Ismail. But I believe in a lot of these guys, and I think they have very high ceilings. And I think that this is an opportunity on UK soil for all of them to showcase how good they are.
Canada is currently ranked 28th under FIFA, while Wales at 31st. Canada's midfielder Ismail Kone says his outburst is a one-time deal.
But, I feel like as a man and, as a player playing a team, this is something I shouldn't do right in that moment, whatever my reason may be. I spoke with my teammates, I spoke with my coach and the coaching staff also. They know how much I appreciate them, and this is something that was just out of frustration. I made sure to them that it would never happen again.
Kone stated that his reaction after being substituted in Canada's 3-0 win in Romania was out of disappointment and frustration. Coach March says we should expect Kone to start tomorrow against Wales. And in other international soccer scores, the World Cup qualifiers Group I, Italy defeated Israel today 5-3. Israel tied late in the second half, making it a 4-4, before Italy's Sandro Tonelli curved in a 20-yard shot in a crowded penalty area for the winning goal at the 91st minute. In football, during the Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo Bills' incredible Sunday night game, a fan reached out to disturb a Ravens touchdown celebration. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown pass to DeAndre Hopkins in the third quarter. Several Ravens players were celebrating behind the corner of the end zone when a fan reached out and gave Hopkins a little shove to the helmet. Then did the same to Jackson, who had pushed the fan back with two hands to the chest. The fan was later ejected by stadium security and had been banned indefinitely. Jackson said afterwards he let his emotions get the better of him. However, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said it was understandable, saying, we want our guys to celebrate with one another. That's the whole idea. I guess I didn't know we're not allowed to get close to the stands without being attacked by a fan. Harbaugh and Jackson have not heard anything from the league about the incident. Baltimore coach saying, I don't know how any of us would respond in that moment. As of the weather today, it is 22 degrees, partly cloudy, but it feels like 25. Later tonight, it'll hopefully cool down for the people who are hoping for a very, very soon fall, with a little bit of fog past midnight. Tomorrow, you're expected a high of 22 degrees again, but it's gonna feel like 25, so don't get too comfortable with the sweaters and the jackets. We're gonna get that rainy weather soon. This has been your news reports at 3. I'm Graciela Cruz Flores, and thank you for listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
When I tell people that I study journalism, they immediately say, oh, you want to be a reporter. But I think, in my case personally, I really want to go into magazines, PR, social media, and I think here at school we learn a lot of skills that allow you to go into that world, because you learn how to write for social media, social content, for websites,